Greetings, here we are with another mini Monster Monday. This is a add-on to Monster Monday 1, Goblins. And this covers the other half of the 2024 version of Goblins in the Monster Manual. Goblin Boss is pretty much the same as it was before in the original in the Dungeons & Dragons 2014 Monster Manual. However, there are some important notations they have changed on this. First and foremost, they added a gear section to the Goblin Boss. So you have a list of all the different gear they are wearing typically, besides the obvious stuff like clothing, and miscellaneous other things that you might want to tack in. And then the other changes are in its action section. Everything else is pretty much the same overall and will run same, even the same HP and everything else range. The difference is they removed the disadvantage stipulation on the second attack in the multi-attack feature. And they instead, in the case of Scimitar and Shortbow, they added an extra stipulation that you gain an extra little bit of damage attached to your Scimitar or your Shortbow, depending on if you have advantage in your attack. This is nice as it gives you a touch of that rogue feel, as you get that extra die for having advantage, essentially sneak attack, a very weak sneak attack, but still a sneak attack. So your Goblin Boss you can play off as being a little more tricksy in this one. There's a slight increase in damage yield for the Goblin Boss, but it's marginal as it's in the 1d4 additional range of damage. As I've stated before in other videos, I've given a range of a modification that I feel that relates to how much you increase damage affects your CR. However, it's not 100% because there's a bunch of other factors that come into it. Goblin Hexer is a new spellcaster type goblin based off of the the Dungeons & Dragons 4th edition. They have weaker AC than Goblin Warrior, but slightly better AC than a Goblin Warrior. They have a multi-attack function that allows them to use their hex sticks interchangeably into their magic attack. Their spells are largely modification control spells that will not affect the CR extensively. However, you can switch these out for different spells. Keep in mind that if you switch these out for offensive spells, you will have an increase in CR difficulty range overall. Please note that the hex sticks do a psychic damage when used as a melee weapon, which is kind of neat in itself. Jinx is a good last minute save your butt option in combat.